God, this morning feels heavier than I expected. I woke up, but I don't feel ready. My body feels tired, even after resting. My mind feels slow, like it doesn't want to move forward. And honestly, I don't feel motivated to do anything. There are things I need to do today. Responsibilities waiting, decisions to make, tasks that can't be ignored. But right now, I don't feel the strength to face them. It's like something inside me just wants to stay still. Not out of laziness, but out of exhaustion. God, I don't even fully understand why I feel this way. Nothing is terribly wrong, but something doesn't feel right either. It's this quiet heaviness, this lack of energy, this feeling of, I just don't have it in me today. And the hardest part is, the world doesn't stop. The day still moves forward. Time still passes, and I feel like I'm already behind before I even begin. God, my mind starts to whisper things to me. You're wasting time. You should be doing more. Why can't you just get up and go? And those thoughts, they don't help. They just make everything feel heavier. They turn my tiredness into pressure, my slowness into guilt. God, I don't want to start my day like this, feeling pushed, feeling rushed, feeling like I'm not enough, just because I don't have energy right now. But I also don't know how to change it. I can't force motivation. I can't pretend I feel strong when I don't. I can't just flip a switch and suddenly feel ready. So here I am, in this moment, not trying to fix everything, not trying to rush myself, just being honest. God, I feel tired, not just physically, but mentally, emotionally, deep inside. And I need you here, because right now, I don't trust my own strength. I don't trust my own motivation. It comes and goes too quickly. But I believe you can meet me even in this state, even when I'm slow, even when I feel unproductive, even when I don't feel like my best self. God, I don't want to run away from this feeling, but I also don't want to stay stuck in it. I just don't know how to move forward from here. So instead of forcing myself, instead of judging myself, I bring this moment to you, exactly as it is. No pretending, no pressure, no expectations. Just me, tired, quiet, a little lost, at the start of a new day. God, if you're here, stay with me in this moment. Before I do anything, before I try to push through, before I try to be strong, just stay with me, right here, because this is where I am. And right now, this is all I have to give. God, instead of trying to rush out of this feeling, I choose to pause, just for a moment. I don't need to have everything figured out right now. I don't need to suddenly feel motivated. I don't need to force myself to be ready. Right now, I just need to slow down. So I take a breath, a slow, gentle breath in, and then I let it go without rushing. Again, breathing in and slowly breathing out. God, even this feels unfamiliar. To stop instead of pushing, to breathe instead of thinking, to be still instead of trying to fix everything at once. But I can feel something small beginning to shift. Not a big change, not a sudden burst of energy, just a slight softening, a small release of pressure. God, I didn't realize how tense I was, how much I was holding in, without even noticing. The tightness in my chest, the heaviness in my shoulders, the constant pressure in my thoughts, trying to move faster than I actually can. So right now, I let that go. Not all at once, not perfectly, but little by little. With each breath, I release a bit of that pressure. God, I give myself permission to not rush this moment. The day can wait, just for a little while. The tasks will still be there. The responsibilities are not going anywhere. But this moment, this quiet pause, this space to breathe, I need this. God, help me stay here, because part of me still wants to jump ahead, to think about everything I should be doing, to worry about what I haven't done yet, to feel behind, even now. But I gently bring myself back to this breath, back to this moment, back to this space, where nothing is required of me. God, I don't have to earn this rest. I don't have to deserve this pause. I'm allowed to slow down, simply because I need it. And right now, I do. So I breathe again, slowly, deeply, without pressure, without expectation. God, as I stay here, I begin to notice something. The thoughts are still there, but they feel a little further away. Not gone, but quieter, less urgent, less overwhelming. And in between those thoughts, there is space, small moments of stillness, where I'm not being pulled in every direction. God, let that space grow, not by force, but naturally, gently, like a calm settling over me. God, I don't need to become a different person in this moment. I don't need to suddenly feel strong or productive. I just need to be here, breathing, resting, letting my mind slow down at its own pace. God, thank you for this pause, even if it's short, even if it's simple, even if it's the only moment of stillness I have today. It matters more than I realized, because in this moment, I'm not chasing anything. I'm not trying to keep up. I'm not judging myself. I'm just here, and somehow, that already feels a little lighter. So I stay just a little longer, breathing gently, letting go slowly, allowing this calm to begin forming within me. Right now, in this quiet moment, something becomes a little clearer. This feeling, this tiredness, this lack of motivation, it's not just yours. There are so many people waking up today, feeling the same weight, moving slower than they want to, struggling to find the energy to begin, trying to push themselves, but not really getting anywhere. And most of them won't say it out loud. They'll just keep going, quietly carrying it. So if you feel like you're behind, if you feel like you're the only one who can't seem to get it together this morning, you're not. This is more normal than it feels, more human than you think, because not every morning starts with energy. Not every day begins with clarity. Some mornings just feel heavy, and that doesn't mean something is wrong with you. It doesn't mean you're lazy. It doesn't mean you're falling behind in life. It simply means you're tired. Maybe you've been doing too much for too long. Maybe your mind hasn't had enough space to rest. Maybe you've been carrying pressure without even realizing it. And now it's showing up like this, not as something loud, but as a quiet resistance, a lack of energy, a feeling of, I just can't push today. And instead of understanding that, it's so easy to judge yourself, to think you should be stronger, faster, more disciplined, more productive. But that kind of thinking only adds more weight. It turns a tired morning into a heavy one. It turns a slow start into guilt. And you don't need that right now. You don't need more pressure. You don't need more expectations. You don't need to prove anything in this moment. You just need a little understanding, a little space, a little patience with yourself. Because days like this, they happen, even to strong people, even to motivated people, even to people who usually have everything together. This doesn't define you. This is just a moment. And moments can change, but not when you fight them, not when you judge them, only when you allow them to soften. So instead of pushing harder, you slow down just a little. Instead of criticizing yourself, you take a breath and give yourself grace. Because right now, that's what you actually need. Not force, not pressure, not guilt, just a quiet reminder that you're allowed to feel this way and still be okay. Maybe the reason you feel this tired is because you've been holding on for too long, holding on to expectations, to pressure, to the idea that you always have to keep going, no matter how you feel. And at some point, it becomes too much. Not all at once, but slowly, quietly, building up inside you, until one morning like this, you wake up and there's just no energy left to push. And instead of fighting that feeling, you can choose something different. You can begin to set things down, not forever, not completely, just for this moment. The thoughts that keep spinning in your mind, you don't have to follow them right now. The pressure to be productive, you don't have to answer it immediately. The weight of everything you should be doing can wait, just for a little while. Imagine placing all of that down beside you, not throwing it away, not ignoring it, just not carrying it for this moment. And as you do that, Notice what happens inside. There's a slight release, a small gap where tension used to be, because your mind isn't gripping so tightly anymore. You're not forcing yourself forward. You're allowing yourself to pause. And in that pause, there is space. Space for your thoughts to slow. Space for your body to relax. Space for something new to begin forming. You were never meant to carry everything alone. That pressure you feel, that constant need to keep up, it was never supposed to sit entirely on your shoulders. So you let it go, just a little more. The need to have everything figured out, the fear of falling behind, the voice that keeps telling you to hurry. You don't have to listen to it right now. You can step back. You can breathe. You can rest without earning it. And nothing will fall apart in this moment. In fact, this might be exactly what you needed. Not more effort, not more pushing, but a release, a quiet surrender of everything that's been weighing you down. And in that surrender, something begins to change. Not outside, but inside. The tension softens. The pressure fades. The heaviness becomes a little lighter. Not gone, but no longer overwhelming. And that's enough. You don't need a complete transformation right now. You don't need sudden motivation. You just need this small shift from holding to releasing, from forcing to allowing, from pressure to space. So you stay here a little longer, not picking everything back up yet, not rushing forward, just allowing yourself to not carry it all. And for the first time this morning, that feels a little easier. There is something changing inside you now. Not fast, not dramatic, but steady. The heaviness is still there, but it is not as strong as before. It no longer controls every thought. It no longer pulls you down the same way, and in that small shift, something new begins to appear. Strength, not loud strength, not force, but a quiet kind of strength, the kind that does not rush, the kind that does not push too hard, the kind that simply says, I can take one step, that is enough. You do not need all your energy back right now. You do not need full motivation. You only need enough strength for this moment, and that strength is already here. You can feel it in your breath slowing down, in your body softening, in your mind becoming clearer. It is subtle, but it is real. You are not as stuck as you felt earlier. You are not as heavy as you thought. Something is moving, slowly, gently, but forward. That is what strength looks like today. Not doing everything, not fixing everything, just moving, even a little. You do not have to prove anything. You do not have to suddenly become productive. You just need to stay connected to this calm, because from this calm, strength grows, not from pressure, not from fear, but from stillness. So you stay here a little longer. You breathe. You allow your mind to stay quiet. You do not rush back into thinking. You do not go back to the noise. You let this calm become your base. And from this place, you begin to trust yourself again. Not completely, not all at once, but enough to take one step, enough to begin. That is all you need. One step, not the whole plan, not the whole day, just the next small thing. And even if it feels simple, it matters, because movement creates energy, not the other way around. You do not wait to feel ready. You move gently, and readiness follows. So, you release the idea that you need to feel strong first. You already are, just in a quieter way, a calmer way, a more grounded way. This is not the kind of strength that burns out. This is the kind that lasts. Slow, steady, real. And you can carry this with you, not as pressure, but as support. Something inside you that stays calm, even when the day becomes busy. So you hold on to this feeling, not tightly, just gently. You let it stay. You let it grow. And you remind yourself, you do not need to rush. You do not need to force. You only need to keep going, one step at a time. And right now, that is exactly what you are doing. And that is enough. A quiet energy is building inside you. Not intense, not overwhelming, but steady. It does not rush you. It does not push you. It supports you. This is different from the energy you are used to. Not pressure, not stress, not the kind that forces you to move fast. This is calm energy. The kind that stays, the kind that does not disappear quickly. You can feel it. In the way your breathing stays even, in the way your thoughts are not racing, in the way your body feels a little lighter. You are not trying as hard now. And yet, you feel more stable. That is the shift. Real strength does not come from force. It comes from balance, from allowing yourself to move without fighting yourself. You are no longer pushing against your own mind. You are moving with it. That changes everything. Because when you stop resisting, energy returns naturally. Not all at once, but enough to stay present, enough to stay grounded, enough to begin. You do not need to go back to the old way, the way of pressure, the way of rushing. That is what made you tired. This is different. This is slower, but stronger. This is calmer, but more real. So you trust this pace. Even if it feels unfamiliar, even if part of you still wants to hurry, you stay steady. You stay grounded, because this is what will carry you through the day. Not speed, not intensity, but consistency. A calm step, then another. No pressure, no rush, just movement. And as you stay in this state, something becomes clearer. You are capable, even in this slower rhythm, even without full energy. You can still show up. You can still move forward. You can still do what matters, just in your own way, at your own pace. And that is enough. You do not need to match anyone else. You do not need to prove anything. You only need to stay connected to this calm, to this quiet strength, because this is where your real power is. Not in forcing, but in allowing, not in rushing, but in staying steady. So you take another breath, slow and natural, and you feel it again. That quiet strength, still there, still supporting you. You are not empty. You are not stuck. You are rebuilding from the inside. And this kind of strength will not disappear, because it is not coming from pressure. It is coming from within. So you carry it with you, gently, steadily, without forcing, without fear, just moving forward in a way that feels right. And for the first time today, you know, you can handle this. Step by step, calm and steady. That is your strength now. There is something gentle you can notice now, even in this quiet moment. Even after everything you have felt, you are still here, still breathing, still present. And that means something. Not everything has to be perfect for this moment to matter. Not everything has to be solved for you to feel a small sense of peace. Sometimes, all it takes is noticing what is still here. Your breath, slow and steady. Your body, carrying you through this morning. Your mind, now a little quieter than before. These small things are easy to overlook, but they are not small. They are the reason you can begin again. So instead of focusing on what feels heavy, you gently shift to what is still holding you up, not forcing yourself to feel grateful, just noticing there is air in your lungs. There is space around you. There is a moment right now that is not overwhelming, and that is enough. Gratitude does not need to be big. It does not need to be emotional. It can be simple, quiet, real, to one. You do not have to say it out loud. You can just feel it, a small awareness that not everything is lost, that not everything is heavy. There are still pieces of calm, still pieces of light, even if they are small. And as you notice them, something shifts again. Your mind softens. Your body relaxes a little more, because gratitude changes your focus, not by ignoring problems, but by balancing them. You are no longer only seeing what is wrong. You are also seeing what is still okay. And that creates space. Space for hope, space for calm, space for energy to return. Slowly, gently, naturally. You do not force it. You let it happen. So you stay with this feeling. Just for a moment longer, you breathe. And you notice there is still something good here. Something steady. Something quiet. Something supporting you. And you allow yourself to receive it. Without questioning. Without pushing it away. Just letting it be there. Because you deserve this moment. You deserve this small sense of ease. Even if everything else is not perfect. Even if the day ahead is still uncertain, right now, there is a small calm, a small balance, a small lightness, and you can hold on to that, not tightly, just gently, letting it stay, letting it grow. And as it grows, you feel a little different, a little lighter, a little more open, a little more ready. Not fully, but enough. Enough to continue. Enough to take the next step. And that is all you need. This moment, this breath, this quiet awareness that even now, there is still something to be thankful for. And that feeling, however small, is already changing you. And now, you are here, not where you started, not as heavy as before. Something has shifted. Even if it is small, you can feel it. A little more calm, a little more space, a little more ease. And that is enough. You do not need to rush out of this feeling. You do not need to jump back into everything. You can stay here, just a little longer. Let this calm settle deeper. Let it become part of you. Not just a moment, but something you carry as you move into your day. Because the world outside may still be busy, still demanding, still loud. But inside, you are different now. You are not holding everything so tightly. You are not pushing yourself the same way. You are moving with more awareness, more calm, more balance. And that changes how everything feels. You may still have things to do, responsibilities, decisions, challenges, but you are not facing them the same way. You are not rushing into them. You are not overwhelmed by them. You are approaching them, step by step, with a steady mind, with a calmer heart, and that is powerful, because peace is not about having no problems. It is about how you carry yourself through them. And right now, you are carrying yourself differently, more gently, more patiently, more kindly. You are giving yourself space instead of pressure, understanding instead of judgment, and that is something you can continue, not perfectly, not all the time, but often enough to make a difference. So as this moment comes to a close, you take one more slow breath, deep but natural, and you notice how your body feels, how your mind feels. There is less tension, less noise, less weight, and even if a little bit remains, it does not feel as overwhelming, because now you know how to return to this place. You know how to pause, how to breathe, how to release. You have done it here, and you can do it again, anytime you need. That is something you can trust. You are not stuck. You are not lost. You are learning how to take care of your own mind, your own energy, your own pace, and that is enough. For today, you do not need to have everything figured out. You do not need to feel perfect. You just need to move forward. With this calm, with this awareness, with this quiet strength, so when you are ready, you can slowly open yourself to the day, not rushing, not forcing, just gently stepping into it, carrying this calm with you. Let it guide you. Let it support you. Let it remind you. You are allowed to move slowly. You are allowed to feel okay, even after a heavy morning. And whatever today brings, you will meet it, one step at a time, with a steady breath and a calmer heart. And that is more than enough.